There we are. Welcome, everybody. So just to reiterate, just in case you're watching the recording, we'll need a foam roller and your usual props and a little bit of wall space to start today. Okay. And let's just take a moment to settle in. Our mudra this week is Adhi mudra, ADHI, which is the gesture of primordial stillness. So a very grounding mudra to start today. You take your thumbs and just tuck them in towards your palm and bring your forefingers just lightly. Sometimes with mudras, I know my hands get tense. So I'm very conscious of keeping the fingers relaxed as you're practicing your different mudras. And you can bring your palms to face down on the legs. And then as you close your eyes, you might just want to roll the shoulders just a little bit. Even just that little bit of movement can help remind your body to settle. And then just relax your arms, your elbows under your shoulders, wherever they land. I seem to have a frog with me this morning, so we'll go with that. And just taking a minute here to land into your body. As I was reading about this mudra, I found it interesting that this hand gesture is one of the first gestures that a growing baby makes in mom's womb. And it can be very, in a way, comforting, sort of bringing you back into that seed burrowed sense of sort of inward connection to yourself here. And now I'd like you to free up your right hand. And we'll bring your thumb to your right nostril and your ring finger to the left nostril. Your index and middle finger can rest between your eyebrows if you like. And we'll do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing this morning. Now, if you're finding that your nose isn't clear, then you can just visualize the breath moving side to side through the nose. If you'd like to give this a whirl, after your next exhale, just close the right nostril and inhale left. And then we'll close the left and exhale out through the right. And as we alternate here, we'll inhale through the right, pausing at the top and then closing the right, exhaling left. So we're always switching sides at the top of your inhale. We want to create a breath that's very refined, very soft. That if you had a feather under your nose, the feather would hardly flutter. And just a couple more cycles here. Is there a little bit of relaxation that can occur in your body as you're practicing Nadi Shodhana? And then the next time that you exhale through the right nostril again, when that happens, you can bring your hand back to your leg. Maybe create your mudra if you like once more. And then you can open your eyes as you feel ready. All right, so a lot of times that's just a minute or two, can really shift your mood state. So let's come up to your mat, over to your mat, and We'll start with your foam roller. Still, for some reason, my screen is eluding me. So we'll come down, have a seat on the floor, and take your roller behind your upper back, sitting in front of the roller, and just positioning the roller right around the bra line here. Cradle your head. And then pressing into the feet with the feet, the knees bent here, pressing into the feet, just lift the hips a little. And relax your head consciously as you start to push and pull with your feet. So you're rolling a little bit up the back and then back to where we started at the bra strap line. So your feet are actually propelling you through the motion. Now, find a good place for your elbows here. So sometimes it's nice to cradle the head, to hug the head with your forearms, which then actually widens the shoulder blades a little bit. So you can get into a different spot of the muscles between the shoulder blades. And then open the elbows slightly, and it'll just change again, perhaps the position of your shoulder blades. And then let's bring the roller back to where we started, right around the bra strap line. Rest the hips down, keeping the cradling in the back of the head. Now, your chin and your chest, that space that's there, keep that just as it is as you curl back a little bit. So it's easy to lead with the chin here. So we're just leading with the sternum, really. The upper back is moving into back bend. And then think about your ribs coming towards your pelvis to lift yourself back up. So going back, you'll feel the ribs to pelvis that lengthens there, the muscles, and then using the ribs to pelvis to bring yourself up. So your head is just staying as it is. We'll do one more little sit up here. And then pause in the lifted phase here and roll just an inch toward the head. So we're just going to do a couple spots. Same thing now, curling back and then ribs hugging towards hip points to come up. So we're actually just nudging the vertebrae between the shoulder blades a little bit this morning to get some wake up. And then pause in the center. Let's move just like a half an inch up. So you're not even to the top of your shoulder blades yet. If you're already there, just move down a little. Anywhere along the shoulder blades is really fine. We'll do one more spot. Again, the ribs and the pelvis are the moving, the lengthening and then contracting. So those muscles around the abdominal area. Jaw is relaxed. All right. And then let's walk your feet in a little if you need to, and just do a little bit more rolling on the upper back. So push, pull with your feet. Widening the elbows if you like, or narrowing the elbows. All right. And then we'll bring your bum back down. Just use one hand behind your head as you roll off to your side. And let's come up to a hands and knees position now. So you can take your roller aside. Now, take your blocks with you. I'll bring them rather out in front of you. And let's come into a low lunge with your left foot forward between the blocks, bringing your hands onto the blocks as you tilt forward. tuck the back toes under. So we're coming into a low lunge here. You can pad your back knee as you need to. And then we'll tuck the back toes under, straighten the back knee, reaching through the back heel. So press the heel back a little bit. And then pull the heel forward and lower the knee down. So a few more like that. Raising the back knee, press the heel back, draw the heel forward, set the knee down. Let's do that 2 more times. It's warming up through the legs and feet. Last one here, bring the back knee down. Rise up and take the arms up to the sky. Any position, wide V is fine. Or arms overhead, hands to the heart, take a twist to the left. Open the arms. Just a little, feeling a little bit of rotation here. Come back to the center, hands back down to the blocks. And let's switch your feet. So however you like to switch there. Right leg comes forward. Bow forward, hands on your blocks, either side of your front foot. Tuck the back toes under. Straighten the back knee. Press the heel back. Bring the heel a little forward and bring knee down. Let's do 3 more like that. Nice and slow, conscious wake this morning of the legs and hips here, all the way to the feet. Great. Last time, set the knee back down, rise up. Anjaneyasana, arms to the sky. Big breath in as you reach out of the hips and then hands to the heart, twist right. Sweep the arms out for a moment. Just feel a little bit of rotation in the upper back. Hands back down to your blocks, straighten your back leg and push through the back foot to step forward. Sit back into a bit of a squat here. Active squat, knees bent, knees behind the toes. And your breath. And then root down, rise all the way up. Greet the day here. Reach up, touch the sky, and exhale, hands to the heart. Balance on your left foot now. Catch your right foot into your hand for a thigh stretch. Just stay here in this upright thigh stretch for now. And then release your foot, reach back, find warrior 1. Ground the right heel, bending into the left knee. Virabhadrasana 1, so the pelvis faces fairly square to the front here. Take the arms up in any way that is delightful. Now sweep the arms back behind you and tilt forward over your front leg. Feel the weight come into the front leg. Now root down and sweep the arms up. Tilt forward, sweep the arms back. Reaching up, just repeating this a few times. Inhale as the arms come up and a nice exhale as you tilt. Inhale 1 more time. Exhale, tilt, stay here and come into warrior 3 or some kind of balance on your left foot. Soft gaze. And rise all the way back into Tadasana mountain pose, grounding through both feet. And shifting over to the right foot now to balance. Bend the left knee, reach back, catch your left foot. Thigh stretch. Now the base of the thigh moves back a little bit. Just being here as best you can with whatever's arising in the moment. Okay, release your foot and reach back. Virabhadrasana 1, ground the back heel. Pelvis is square to the front. and reach the arms up. And just pause a moment. Where does this expression land in your body? So perhaps at your heart center or rooting through the pelvis. Just how does this help you to feel connected to your body and to life as it flows around you? Now let's sweep the arms back, tilt forward, really getting a bend over the front leg. And then we'll just flow here. Inhale your arms up and exhale, tilt. And you can really let the exhalation be almost audible, if you like, with the mouth, just discharging tension. And allowing this movement to really ground through your whole body here. A couple more like this. Next time you tilt, shift weight into the front foot. Warrior 3 of some kind here. Keeping the pelvis level from the back perspective of the pelvis here. And then coming into Tadasana. Okay, really nice. Let's take your strap, make a loop in your strap. Once you have your loop, step into the loop. And bring the belt around mid-thigh here. And make it kind of snug. And then waddle your way over to a wall or the back of a door that opens the opposite way, right? Or opens up towards you, right? So we don't want to be falling through a doorway here. And then keep your legs straight initially as you walk over to the wall. And just rest yourself against a wall. So your legs are straight. Now, a lot of times when we come to a wall, we have this feeling that we need to line ourselves up to the wall and we have to pull the shoulders back and put the head against the wall, but that's not it at all here. There's some part of the tips of the shoulder blades that might touch the wall, and we want to have the sacrum against the wall, but not flattening the low back to the wall, okay? So we don't want to tuck under and push the low back to the wall. So ideally here, you're just in a neutral spine, relaxed shoulders. Then walk your feet out a bit, maybe a foot out from the wall here, and slide down the wall a little bit. So when you slide, nothing changes in your spinal curves. All that's happening is a bend at the hips and the knees and a little bit at your ankles. All right, so go to a range or a depth here where you could stay for a really long time without strain. So it might be a tiny wall sit. That's okay. Now what we're going to do here is allow consciously the upper body to relax. And we'll work on some press out of the legs into the belt and then relax the press. So we're pressing out, relax the press. Pressing out. And try not to press out from your kneecaps, but press out from the upper legs. As you do that, you might feel your inner ankles lift away from the floor a little bit more. So there's that connection from our feet up into the hips. Next time you press out, just stay there with the press out. And take your arms, turn the palms to face forward and start to slide the arms out to the side. Keep pressing your legs out into the belt. Now, if your arms don't meet the wall, just go ahead and press the arms back into the wall a little bit. So maybe the forearms or the back of the hands. So press the back of the arms toward the wall as you press your legs out into the strap. And then find your breath. So you're not flattening your back into the wall here. All right, bring the arms back down, straighten the legs for a moment. And then go down one more time. So you're sliding down the wall a little bit as if you could stay here for a long time, comfort. Press your legs out, maintain that press. Take your arms out to the side and just almost like a floor angel, right? So slide the arms out to the side against the wall or not. Now maybe you can go a little higher. If that feels okay, palms continue to face forward and press down into the earth as you press out through your legs. Okay? So this is a really strong, active pose here. And then slide the arms back down, straighten your legs, and remove your straps. And then as you make your way back to mountain pose at the top of your mat, just notice how you're landing in your feet and your legs and your hips here. Take your feet as wide as the sticky mat here. Bend the knees and bow towards your legs. Hands can come onto the blocks. Turn the feet and legs out just a little bit and sitting back into like a squat. Okay, so knees and toes turn out slightly. Just go back into your hips here. Keep the knees behind the toes. An imaginary press out of the legs towards the walls to the side. And then push through the feet to straighten the legs a little more. And then again, wide squat. Knees go stay behind the toes here. So sitting back, feel the sit bones broaden. Push to the earth to straighten the legs. And then one more time. Thighs are wide. Knees over the center of the feet. Press through the feet as you straighten the legs. And bring your feet a little closer in. Take your left foot back into lunge. Front knee over the ankle here. And then take the right hand to the hip or the heart. Turn open into a twist. Now, perhaps in your twist here, you could take your top arm, turn the palm to face the same way as the crown of your head, and take the arm alongside your ear. This is revolved Parshva Konasana variation. Revolved side angle. Okay, and then bring the arm back down. Let's switch legs. Take your right leg back. Blocks under your hands here. Settling in. And then left hand to the hip or the heart. Now, if you're able to take your left arm up, like the other side, take the arm to the sky and then up alongside the ear. Because of my microphone here, I'm just going to keep my arm up to the sky. Grounding through the feet. Exhale, hand comes down. Let's bring the back knee down from now and come back into table position. Take your blocks aside. Placing the hands, downward facing dog. Reaching back into the hips. Keep the undersides of the arms strong and lifting away from the ground as you reach the hips back. And then bring the knees down to the ground, puppy pose, reaching back, keeping the toes tucked under if you like. All right, and then coming up or walking your hands over to your back toward you. Let's come back and have a seat on your props that you started with, perhaps. Come into any comfortable seat that works for you this morning. Bring your hands into Adi Mudra. Curl the thumbs in toward the palm and wrap the fingers around your thumb lightly as you bring the palms facing down on the legs. And now once you're here, eyes may want to close. We're going to do a variation of alternate nostril breathing that doesn't use the fingers. So we'll visualize now your breath flowing in through the left nostril and out through the right. And then in through the right and out through the left. And you can perhaps include your whole side of the body. So breathing in to the whole left side of the body and breathing out the whole right side of the body. And continuing alternating sides. Remembering that the breath is light as a feather. Soften the shoulders, neck and jaw. Tuning into your center. After your next exhale, just let your breath go by itself now. You might stay with the anchor of the breath just as a way to stay in the home ground, even as life continues to flow. We always have that home ground of being. And then you can fold your hands together in front of your heart.